Hi, everybody. I cannot believe this is Measure of Music year 4. It is so cool to see all the comments flowing in. I always worry no one's going to show up. So, it's good that everyone's here. So like I mentioned, this is Measure of Music Year 4. I'm Christina Sazawa. I started this 4 years ago now, in the depths of COVID, as a way to give back to the community, as a way to help people discover new things about the music industry, as a way to bring the music industry to places that don't normally get events like this. And 4 years on, we're still going. And people are still showing up, which is thrilling to me. Um, so I'm going to give you a quick kickoff session, just tell you what you expect all weekend, to tell you about all the cool things that are going to happen, to explain what's going on so everyone knows what's going on. It's going to be great. So let's start off. So obviously we're going to have tons of talks and panels and keynote conversations all about music, data, insight, strategy, and all the things in between. One thing that's really important to me about Measure of Music is that I always say Measure of Music is a music tech and data conference and hackathon, but I always like to get very specific about what I mean by that. So we don't really have many panels that are purely about just like data science. We don't have panels about AI or Web3 or NFTs. The reason why is not that I don't believe in those technologies or think those technologies are interesting, is that those technologies are tools. And so, what I like to do at Measure of Music is talk about how you use those tools in your day-to-day work in the music industry. So rather than having a panel about AI, people can just talk about why or how they're using AI in their work. So panels are about marketing, about A&R, about sync, about live, et cetera, et cetera. Over the last 4 years, the panels have been about all kinds of different topics, but talking about how data, music, and insights all come together to make the music industry run, basically. So my speakers this year, like with all other years, are majority minority in gender and race. And that's incredibly important to me because these live voices are underrepresented and unheard often in the music industry. They're also coming from at least 8 different countries this year, which I'm also really thrilled about because, again, bringing voices that aren't normally heard, people outside the US and the UK, is really, really important to me. I love everyone talking about where they're from in here right now. Love seeing places that are outside of the norm, for the music industry as well. In terms of logistics, how this is all going to work is, you'll be bouncing between sessions like you would in an in-person event, basically. So once I wrap up this session in a few minutes, you'll head over to the next session. Most sessions run by themselves, so there's not concurrent sessions for most of the time. There's an exception to that tomorrow, which I'll talk about tomorrow in the kickoff. But for the most part, you don't have to pick and choose what you're going to watch. There's only one thing kind of happening at once. So you have tons of time to focus and pay attention and keep track and watch everything, basically. Those that you can see here, for those that have joined me in the past, before people were a bit split up into different places, but this year my speakers, the participants, the spectators are all together. And that's why we have this great lively discussion that everyone is seeing now, which I love to see. You'll be able to do this all weekend long. You'll be able to chat with people. Each session is its own little comments area and room, so chat away. If you're really enjoying all of this conversation, there's networking. The most popular part of networking, what I found thus far, is our speed networking. So I have decided this year that we're going to do it 3 times, which should be really fun. And so we'll be doing speed networking Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Once Friday will be right after the conference content is done. And then Saturday and Sunday we'll have speed networking as well. And I'll tell you all about that before it happens. But speed networking is essentially just matching up with 5-minute sessions with different people that are participating in the conference. In addition to that, we have our networking expo. And so that is only happening once this year. I know some people are used to it happening more than once, but it's just going to happen one time this year tomorrow. And that's our career fair, our artist career fair, which gives artists the ability to meet people to potentially join their team and work with projects for them. There's also going to be community booths. So these are music communities that are looking for new members, looking to tell you all about kind of their mission and their vision. There's also going to be sponsor booths. So this is more business to business or business to artist, looking to talk about how their product can give back and help out with the artist cycle or the work process that you're working through. And then there are also, like everything, this career fair, the artist career fair, the sponsor booths, the community booths are all happening simultaneously throughout the course of the weekend. In addition to that, like I mentioned, we're going to have networking every day, including an after party, which I am super excited about. We're going to try out something new this year for the after party, so we'll see how it goes. It's this thing called Fluid, and it's meant to mimic kind of like what it's like to be at an actual IRL event where you can pop in and out to conversations and just kind of flow between conversations really seamlessly. So I'll send out a survey at the end of this whole weekend, and I'm going to ask everybody if they liked it because I think it's really cool, but I don't know how it works in like the wild just yet. So look out for that for the after party on Sunday after everything's all said and done. And then finally, of course, the thing everyone's most excited for is our hackathon. So, simultaneously to all of the content and all the talks and all the keynotes and all of the panels and all of these things are happening, there are approximately 100-ish people that are frantically working behind the scenes to be able to put together a music tech and data related project to present on Sunday to a panel of judges. They are going to be given access to platforms from our sponsors to be able to put together all of this. They're going to be able to have access to anything that's publicly available on the internet to help with this as well. They're going to have only 48 hours to piece all of this together. So I am always really impressed by what people are able to come up with on such a short amount of time. And this year should be no different. In addition, this year, for the first time, we've introduced the Artist Project. And what this is a special extra option that people have this year where they're going to be paired up directly with artists. Independent artists are going to be paired up with our teams, and they're going to be working on a project simultaneously to everybody else. Instead of focusing on a music data related project, they're going to be putting together data-driven campaigns, basically. What they're going to be doing is they're going to figure out how to put together a marketing plan, a community management plan, a financial plan, a website, and all of this pieced together over the span of 48 hours, just like everybody else. And so I'm really, really eager. We have some great artists that are going to be working over the weekend on this project as well. And this is the first time we're doing this, so I'm really excited to see what that actually looks like. And yeah, that is everything. That's our kickoff. We're going to hop over to Chartmetric now. So I want to say thank you all so much for tuning in to Measure of Music Year 4, and see you in a moment to talk about Chartmetric. Thanks, everybody.